But when you have someone like Amy, it's hard to say no. She is truly the most qualified person for this job. When you look at her dedication and her life, and the things that she's done for this community, it's just a no-brainer. It's so clear, and very rarely do you have that in politics where the right person comes along at the right time for the right job. And I think we have that in your mind. I think that's why you're here tonight. So I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you so much for Governor Haslam for coming down. We've got our State Party Chair, Chris Devaney, here. And thank you so much to Brad Martin. Please shake his hand for allowing us to use this beautiful place for time. I have the distinct privilege of introducing to you someone who really needs no introduction, Commissioner Bill Gibbons. Bill kind of sets the tone and the model for how the DA's office is supposed to be run. He is very professional. We've been so fortunate here in Shelby County to have a District Attorney General's office that's been run in non-partisan, non-political fashion, looking to do the right thing. That's right. And I appreciate so much that Bill set the tone for that office, and Amy has picked it up and has carried forward with it. Bill also has the distinction of being one of the most popular elected officials in Shelby County. If you look at his track record, you'll note that his vote margins and vote totals reflected huge support in the community from all parts of the community, which is rare in this community. Speaks volumes about Bill. So while it was Shelby County's loss for him to go to Nashville, certainly Tennessee gain for him to go and now be the Commissioner of the Department of Safety and Homeland Security. With that,
well, thank you, Lane, very much. I'm going to be brief, but for those of you who did not know Amy Weirich before Governor Haslam appointed her, I think you have a sense now of why he appointed her. And let me just point out a couple of very quick things. First of all, she is very smart. Second, she is very articulate. And for those of you who have known her and have seen her in action at 201 Poplar, you know that. To see a closing argument by Amy Weirich in a murder trial, for example, is really something to behold. She is tough, but also fair. And we have some defense lawyers here tonight. Where'd Leslie Dowling go? There he is. Leslie and I were actually talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and he pointed out that, yes, Amy Weirich is a tough prosecutor and a tough DA, but she's also very fair and very professional and always treats everyone with courtesy. Amy also has very high expectations of herself. She crosses every T and dots every I. As Judge Chris Kraft once said, there's a phrase at 201 Poplar being Weirich ready. And that means having every base covered. And he is absolutely right about that. And for those of you who work in the DA's office, you know that she has high expectations of you as well. So be prepared to meet those expectations. She has more energy than anybody I can think of, maybe with one exception, that's Governor Haslam. She is right up there with him in terms of just her sheer energy level. And last but not least, there's another side to Amy Weirich that you need to know. Now, she is a tough prosecutor, tough administrator, but she is also a wife and a mother of four. And she can be seen around town driving a minivan, driving those kids around. And as part of that, and Amy doesn't want me to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, because you need to know this about her. It would not be unusual to see the entire Weirich family in the inner city on, say, Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving at a soup kitchen, working to serve those who need help. That's another side of her that maybe a lot of people don't know, but you need to know that. I think Shelby County is just very, very lucky to have her as DA. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you the District Attorney of Shelby County, Amy Weirich.
Governor Haslam, Brad Martin, Bill Gibbons for making this night special and possible, and Brad for opening up a wonderful home, and Dina. And Governor, I know you've had a busy day. I know you've had a busy couple of days, and I really appreciate you making the time and being here. Commissioner Gibbons, thank you for what you left behind and what you continue to provide for all of us in Shelby County with your leadership and your commitment. This all began back in December when Bill Gibbons walked into my office on a Monday when I was getting ready to try a case, and he sat down across from my desk and he said, "Are you ready?" And I knew what he meant. He meant it was time to get in the car and go meet Governor Haslam, because we've been playing phone tag back and forth with the two offices trying to set that up. And what I heard, however, was much more than that. It was this: are you ready to make Shelby County safer, stronger, better? Are you ready to continue what Commissioner Gibbons had started, what he has done, the legacy that he has left behind, and take Shelby County to that next level? And I think since January 18th, when I was sworn in as a district attorney, our office has answered that call very loudly that yes, we are ready. We have been very, very busy at 201 Poplar and beyond. We've spent a lot of time with Pastor Smith and our good friends in the Fraser community trying to rid them of drug dealers and at the same time build up the streets and strengthen the communities and give our children a safe place to play. We just sent prosecutors from our office and some Memphis Police Department officers and some Shelby County Sheriff's deputies to Fresno, California to learn what we need to do in Shelby County to create a metro gang unit. What can we do to not only eradicate the gang problem that we have now, but what can we do to make sure our young people aren't drawn to that life of violence and destruction? We've been very busy getting back to the community. I learned a long time ago, and I've been building on it, that it's not just our job as prosecutors, it's not just my job as the district attorney to enforce the law, but it's just as much my responsibility to enrich the community and engage the community. And we have been very, very busy doing those things, making Shelby County safer and stronger. We have found new space and moved into new space for our domestic violence unit, which to those of you in the audience that don't understand how our office works, that may not sound like a big deal. But when a woman has been the victim of a domestic violence crime and has to sit in a cramped cubicle with 4 people walking between her while she's trying to have this horrible, intimate conversation with a prosecutor, it means a lot to that victim. It means a lot to the strength of that case to have some privacy, to have some space to work. So we've gotten that space for our domestic violence unit, and we've strengthened that unit. It's an area, as Mayor Luttrell knows, that we cannot seem to get a handle on in Shelby County, but we're working together. I've spent a lot of time this week with my dear friends at the Child Advocacy Center and at Juvenile Court with Judge Person, talking about youth violence. And not just, yes, we have a problem, we've got too many 24-year-olds and under committing violent crimes and being the victims of violent crimes, but what are we, as a community, going to do about it? And our office plays a very important role in that, and it's a very important mission to me. As I told a group today, there are few images more profound for a prosecutor than when you call a young person to the stand, a little 7-year-old or 8-year-old boy that has seen things that no child should ever have to see, and their little feet don't touch the floor when they take the witness stand and talk to the jury about what they saw. And those issues are important to me, because as a 20-year prosecutor, I know that every 7-year-old child that we can keep from seeing violence in his den is less likely to cross the threshold at juvenile court and less likely to cross the threshold at 201 Poplar. Everything that I've mentioned that has happened since January cannot happen with me alone. It has happened through true collaboration with community partners, with the law enforcement agencies. We have a great working relationship with Ed Stanton, our U.S. Attorney's Office, and with the faith-based community. And we understand that we cannot prosecute our way out of the problems we have, but it's my responsibility to lead our office and make sure we have the toughest and fairest prosecutors and staff that come to work every day and are led by me to pursue the guilty and to protect the innocent. I thank you all for being here so much. As I said, I can't do the work of the DA by myself, and I certainly cannot carry us through to August and my election as the first female district attorney by myself. I need your help and support, and it means so much for you to be here, particularly when I know our beloved Tigers are tipping off. This is a true sign of friendship and support, and the fact that you